3, 2, 1. Stay lit, remain humble. We got special guests in the building today. Introduce yourself.
James Anthony, man.
So, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you?
So, James Anthony, I run a clothing brand, James Anthony Co. from Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm from the West Side. So.
Okay. And with that being said, what started James Anthony and Co.?
James Anthony and Co. started, James Anthony started in 1993. That's when I was born.
Okay.
But James Anthony and Co. started in 2015, December the 6th, 2015.
Okay.
James Anthony and Co. is my first and my middle name. I always wanted to have my own clothing brand, and I chose my first and my middle name to do it.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna lie to you, it definitely seemed like that was like your first last.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest with you, I was like, okay, that's what's up though. It kind of runs smooth and everything. So, what got you started to say, you know what, I'm gonna make clothes? Not bad, fashion designer, that's what I call it.
Oh, no, by any means, boss. I would definitely say I've always had a passion for clothes, man. Mm-hmm. And I've always had my own specific style.
Right.
And I've always wanted to have, specific. I've always had my own specific style, and I've always wanted to create something. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur, businessman, and I was like, they always say take something that you love and work on doing that. And I've always loved clothes, so when it came to that, I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is going to be my outlet.
Right. So, what was the first piece of clothing or whatever did you make?
T-shirts. So, a lot of people who know me from when I first started, I didn't actually start out with James Anthony Co. I started out with another clothing brand called Royalty.
Royalty, okay.
So what Royalty was it was going to be that urban brand, what was really in the city and everything like that. So what I did was I used that to get my name out there.
Okay.
So I started off as Mr. Royalty James Anthony.
How long ago was that?
This was in 2016.
Okay.
So everybody knew me as Mr. Royalty, but they knew my name was James Anthony.
Okay.
Well, when I created Royalty, I created James Anthony at the same time, but I'm like, I cannot come out with a clothing brand that just says James Anthony and no one knows who James Anthony is.
Okay.
So I came out with Royalty. Royalty did really good. It popped.
Mm-hmm.
So when it popped, I'm like, okay, since everybody knows who James Anthony is, now they need to know what the real brand was. I knew I couldn't do anything with Royalty. It's like 3 other clothing brands called Royalty for real.
Right.
Plus you got the Royalty
that's what I was saying,
popping in the city too. Yeah. So it's like, I knew I couldn't do anything with that. So the first piece of clothing that I did with James Anthony was just a regular t-shirt, but Royalty is what really popped it off for me.
Okay. Now, would you ever go back and pick Royalty back up?
I'm gonna tell you, man, I would just to do it, just to give the people what they want, because they really, it was, the logo of it was the IRA. Mm-hmm. It was an R from the IRA. It was just like an R, but it was like the IRA. And I'm telling you, man, it was really getting a lot of love. James Anthony gets that love plus more, but it was something that everybody really wanted. Mm-hmm. And I'll probably do it just as a special edition for people.
That's what I was thinking. Drop like a special edition T-shirt or something, bag or something.
Something like that. Yeah, just something to where people can, just to bring the memory back for people.
Right. Okay. So what was like you said you always wanted to make clothes, but what was the inspiration behind it? Like what happened outside of,
Okay, so I'm going to try to make a long story short. In 2014, I was leaving college.
Okay.
And what ended up happening was we was all in a car, and the car got repoed by the police. None of us had license and everything like that. So the car got repoed by the police. So what happened was all of my clothes was in the car. We was we was moving. Okay. I was moving. So all of my clothes was in the car.
Right.
So literally, I come back and I was in Dayton. I come back to Cincinnati. I don't have no clothes. No clothes. The only thing I had was the white clothes that I was washing at the house, and the outfit that I had on.
Right.
So one of the biggest things for me was I started going to the thrift store a lot. Mm-hmm. Started going to the thrift store a lot, and I'm telling you, when it came to that, I'm like, man, for one, I want to make affordable clothes for people, but I also want to make something that's just gonna be like, that's gonna stand out. But I also want to be that next designer, like you said earlier, like the next. I don't want to be Louis Vuitton. I don't want to be Calvin Klein. I don't want to be Gucci, but I want to be that next thing that's just like
on the same level.
On the same level. And of course for the black people. You know what I'm saying? We don't have that. You know what I'm saying? So that was definitely something that I definitely wanted to do. So, and with the James Anthony, it was perfect. It was perfect because it sounded like something rich. Everybody thinks that's my first and last name, like you said. And it's my real name, so.
And it's slick though, like James Anthony run together.
Definitely.
It's slick. And one thing I will tell you that it looks great on clothes. The hoodie you got going on right now, right across here. I was like, God damn, that's one or something.
Yeah, you gotta do something different, man. Fashion is a recycling industry, but you still gotta do something different.
Right.
You still gotta do something different.
Are there any clothing, let's say fashion designers that you look up to, or you might get ideas from?
Like I said, Louis Vuitton is one. Tommy Hilfiger, growing up, that was my favorite clothing brand. Growing up, Tommy Hilfiger, Nautica, Gucci, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that really is exclusive for people. You know what I'm saying? So, stuff like that.
Okay. So with that being said, as of right now, how many items do you have that you sell, James Anthony?
So as of right now, I sell duffel bags. I have watches.
And those just dropped.
Yep, those just dropped. So I have watches coming. I sell T-shirts, face masks, hats. Pretty much.
And you did come here with a face mask. We both came here.
Yeah, we did come here with a face mask on. This right here. So yeah, but yeah, just pretty much that I didn't want to do what everybody else in the city was doing for the most part.
Yeah,
tracksuits.
But
and there's nothing wrong with it.
There's nothing wrong with it though. But I was about to ask you, are you just making clothes for just males? Because I see that you have female clothes, but I don't think. I don't know if it's because you don't have a model per se.
Facts.
But I can tell that you kind of focus in on the men clothing more than females.
Yeah, the thing is the way I look at it, if you gotta have women's stuff. You have to have women's stuff. And honestly, it's just like you said, just because I don't put models in front of anything, I can promise you that most of my stuff sells more to women than me.
I can definitely
and the thing is when you have clothes, period, women buy more stuff than men.
Yeah,
guys, we just gotta pay more for our stuff than we do.
So we buy the same thing.
We buy the same thing.
Tracksuit.
That's it.
Maybe a hat.
That's it. So yeah, definitely. And I don't leave neither. I don't leave the women out. I don't leave the men out. I definitely have it for everybody.
So and that's what I'm like right now. Would you be looking for a male? Not a male, but a female model?
Man, believe it or not, man, I got a whole team of female models.
Okay.
A whole team of them.
So it's just, we're just waiting on it. Cause I thought
100%.
Because I was sitting home with my girl, and I'm sitting there like, we could rock some James Anthony stuff. Like we can get mismatched stuff like this.
I can tell you, one of the biggest things to me, a lot of people always, especially my friends. I have a lot of friends too. So when it comes to like one of my boys named Audemars. Audemars is he a rapper. He always trying to get me to drop this, drop that, drop that. And I have so much stuff. Like when I tell you, I just dropped the watches. I got 2 more releases this month that I'm going to announce.
Right.
But the thing is like the anticipation is what people. That's a killer for people, man. Yeah. People love something that they can't have, but they know that it's on the way.
They know it's coming.
So I just build up anticipation for people, man. That's what it is. Like, cause once it drop, it's gone. There's duffel bags. Once they drop, it's gone.
And that duffel bag is very nice. That might not make it.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
But I definitely like that though. So tell me, it's like me and my girl was sitting home, and I was like, so cause she had called it basic, and I was like, I don't care. Like, I like that the JA is just plain and simple, but it's so smooth.
That's what it is.
It's so
exactly
smooth.
What it is. Me personally, I am the plain and simple and that could be a gift and a curse to me, but I'm the plain and simple person. I don't like graphic tees.
Okay.
I'm the short polo man
That's
on
me
the
too.
t-shirt man. I'm the Nautica boat. I'm that. You know what I'm saying? Plain and simple, but it's still chic. It's still class. It's still nice. You know what I'm saying? You know, 9 times out of 10, you can still tell I spent some money on this shit.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
But it ain't gotta be all loud like that. That's just my style.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So.
With this COVID going on, has it slowed your process down a little bit or hindered it any type of way?
To be honest, man, to be real with you, bro, I'm gonna tell you, 2020 was the most inspirational year for me with anything because the way I look at it, if I made it through 2020, I can make it through anything.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
2020 made me realize, like, okay, I need to really get on what I need to be on. When 2020 first started, I was a financial advisor. Okay. I'm around a bunch of thousandaires, millionaires, stuff like this, and I'm learning all this stuff. But I realized that was something that I didn't really want to do. It was something I was just doing to get by. What do I want to do? I want my clothing brand to take off.
Right.
And I'm like, if I made it through 2020, man, my brand can take it. It can go as far as I want it to actually go.
For sure.
So that's what I'm doing. I'm pushing to get myself through that threshold for real.
So what obstacles did you see yourself going through to say, you know what, I want to be an entrepreneur? Are you saying that you quit your job in 2020, or are you saying you focus more on James?
I focus more on James Anthony, but I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. When I was in anybody who know me from high school, they know I was the duffel bag boy. I sold candy, I sold chips, I sold pop, I sold anything in school except for drugs. That's the only thing I did not sell in school.
Man, you know, come on.
That's the only thing I did not sell in school, but I sold everything else. Cell phones, anything that you needed in school.
Oh, man.
I had it. So
what school you go to?
I went to Woolworth. Yeah.
Big blow. Ain't nothing wrong with that, though. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I went to Withrow, so.
Oh, man, okay. Yeah. Well, I think we just won a championship, too. Woolworth did.
Yeah, Woolworth did.
I think they did. Congratulations to them boys, man.
So, I mean, is that what you went to school for?
What's that?
Did you go to college for anything in graphic design? Entrepreneurship. Okay.
Entrepreneurship.
So 2020, you said it was a rough year for you. Like, what happened for you to say, you know what, I can make it through anything?
Nah, I can tell you, it wasn't a rough year for me at all. It was just, I seen that the everyday person and the millionaire or the billionaire was in the exact same position.
Yeah.
I can't do nothing different. They can't do nothing different. At the end of the day, we all quarantined. You know what that meant to me is that at the end of the day, we still got the same 24 hours. For sure. So if we got the same 24 hours, what they doing different that I'm not doing with mine? So if it's something that they doing different, I need to start doing that. So now, with my clothes and everything like that, I got manufacturers from overseas. Well, they 12 hours ahead of us.
So you gotta be up.
So I gotta be up when everybody over here is asleep.
Right.
I'll be up talking to them 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning to us, which is 3 p.m., 4 or 5 p.m. to them. But it's like if I want this to really take off, I gotta make those sacrifices. If I'm gonna lose sleep, and me, I'm a night owl anyway, so losing sleep ain't nothing. If I wasn't losing sleep, it's just an excuse on my behalf.
Right.
So I just started doing the stuff that I know I had to do, whether I wanted to do it or not. That's the only way I'm gonna be successful in anything that I want to do.
Right. What would you tell a young entrepreneur right now in your position, thinking, you know, I can't do this, I can do this? What would you tell them right now?
Man, the power of the tongue is no joke. For real. Whatever you tell yourself, this is what I tell people all the time. Whatever you tell yourself, that's what you're gonna do. Your brain only goes off of what you tell it to do. If you tell every day, I tell myself I'm gonna be the next big thing, and that's what's gonna happen. But if I sit there and tell myself, man, I can't do this, man, I'm scared, man, I'm this, my brain is gonna go along with that, and it's gonna say, okay, so if you're scared, why are we doing this? Focus on something else. So what I would tell them is just If you got a passion for something, tell yourself you're gonna succeed at that.
Mhm.
Now that's the biggest step to me personally, the mental part of it. Then of course you can't accomplish anything without actually putting in work.
Yeah, putting in work, yeah.
But I don't think the putting in the work is the main part. If you're not telling your brain that you can do it, it's not gonna happen for you.
Yeah, I can agree with you on there.
You can put in the work all you want to, but that doubt that you have, that's what's gonna always stop you. That's gonna stop you from working as hard as you can, because you telling yourself, I can't do this, I can't accomplish this.
Right.
I don't care what's going on in my life, I'm still gonna get through it because that's the mentality that I have. I don't like being late. I showed up a couple minutes late. I hate being late.
And I was late also because we see technical difficulties.
Yeah,
so, we both was a little late.
being
I ain't
late.
like it either, but I appreciate the simple fact that you can tell that about somebody. Like, I'm trying to get here. Like, I'm trying. My bad.
100%. 100%. My barber, man, he be taking forever.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Barbers, we need them. Shout out to the
taking
barbers,
forever.
man.
Shout out to the barbers.
Shout out to the
man.
barbers, man. Pay your barber.
Pay your barber. Facts.
But what else do you? Because as we started the conversation, you were telling me, I'm doing this because there's not many black fashion designers.
Mm-hmm.
What does this mean for black people that actually support another black fashion designer?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think as of recently, it's probably been going on for years though, but we've seen that Gucci don't like black people for
Facts.
real.
Facts.
But why are we wearing it?
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that? Like,
I just feel like I'm gonna be the replacement.
Mm.
That's my whole thing. You know what I'm saying? This entire fashion was built around black people.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It was built on our foundation.
Right. So
they just need a lot more black people to come out and do that same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because my biggest thing is I'm sick of black fashion designers always being considered urban.
Mm.
Just because we black, we urban.
Yeah, I can see that. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Everything. My whole thing is if we created everything that they do nowadays, black people created. The when it comes to, you got the Fendi, you got the Gucci, you got the new prints and the new monograms and everything they use, that came from black people. That came from Dapper Dan.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Like, I don't know if it really came from, but I know that we're the people that push it.
Yeah.
Like, we're the ones that push it. Like, at the end of the day, like, these ripped jeans, like, I know before, if I didn't see a couple of my guys wearing these,
Facts.
I feel like I only seen the white boys with the
Facts.
boots on wearing ripped jeans.
It's the thing. Dapper Dan took their stuff. It was really their stuff,
Mhm.
but he put his own twist on it.
Right.
They sent him to prison for that.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's working with these companies and putting this stuff back together.
How do you feel about that?
About him doing that, or about
Doing the
them?
time and then afterwards coming to say, well, come work for us.
I mean, that's the way he make his money, man.
I mean, I know, but I'm just saying, like, society as, you gonna shame me or, make me feel a certain way, incriminate me because I'm doing something
Facts.
that's taking off. But then after I do whatever I'm supposed to do, now you want me to work
Because
alongside
they can't do nothing without you.
Exactly.
They can't do nothing without you. That's how you know for a fact this is art. Fashion is our culture. I'm not taking anything away from anybody else.
No, I'm not. I'm just.
But fashion is definitely a part of our culture, and they cannot really do fashion without us.
It's just crazy because I be seeing people, like, even nowadays, I see young guys wear certain clothes and I'm looking like, I might not like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I can tell maybe in a couple years down the street, I might have to be buying up for my
Yeah,
kids
you
or
might-
somebody
yeah,
like that,
facts,
you feel me? Because I feel like it's up and coming.
Facts. And the thing about and fashion is something, like I said, it's definitely something. It definitely comes right back around. It's a boomerang. You know. I love turtlenecks. I wore a turtleneck the other day, and I was talking. It was this older guy who seen me. He was like, "Man, I'd have never thought turtlenecks would have came back."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Man, to me, they never left."
They never left though, but I will tell you this though, at a certain age, maybe like 10 or 11, I was like, I can't stand this.
I couldn't. Oh yeah, you better believe it.
Yeah, I couldn't stand this. I couldn't stand this.
You better believe it.
But now, you're not trying to be, but this is probably, I like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad you wore that turtleneck because that's the one, if you can show them real quick. I like that. What? How did that idea come about?
Man, I be in the house. Another thing about what 2020 did is it made me realize that I can anything that a person has mastered, they had to learn how to do it,
Right.
and they had to really practice at it.
Right.
Before 2020, I never was good at drawing. I couldn't draw a perfect stick, like a perfect line.
Right.
Now I sketch.
Okay.
And I'm like, you know what? I can teach myself this. Because, I mean, any artist that you know, they have to teach themselves how to do something.
Yeah.
They don't just wake up and they can draw a Picasso.
Yeah.
No, you got to learn. You got to practice. Yeah, you got to practice.
Right.
So what I was doing was I was sitting at the house and I'm like, okay, how can I be different with a hoodie? With a sweater, with something like that. How can I be different?
Right.
And I seen this flap, and I was like, "Oh man!" Now I like the hoodies with the pouch.
That's the Stussy,
top.
like the Stussy.
Yeah, I like
okay.
those,
Yeah,
but
right.
it's no pocket in here.
Okay.
It's just an extra piece of fabric.
If you want to tell me that, I wouldn't have known.
Never known.
I never would have known.
But it's like it's just the construction, and I'm like, I don't want it to go. It can go easily across the chest,
Right.
But everybody do that. They got this piece. Okay, let me put it on this piece.
Yeah.
And that's how you just become different, man. That's my whole thing is I always just want to do something that people ain't never seen, or if they seen it before, it's something that they ain't seen in a while.
Right. Okay. Nah, because I'm telling you, that's probably my favorite thing you got on right there. It's that sweater. I seen it, I said, and not trying to hate or nothing like that. I just seen it, I said, that reminds, like I had seen this hoodie or sweater recently, Armani Exchange, and I was like, hell no, that ain't no James Anthony. Like I'm just being honest with you, I seen it, I'm like, that's
real.
clean, and I like seeing it in person also because it even look even more cleaner.
That's
you
real.
tell
I
me that,
appreciate it.
it's like that's only something a fashion designer would have noticed and said, you know what, the part that they might not see, I see, and I'm gonna turn it into something.
100%. 100%.
So, what goes in to making one item? Just one item. What all goes into that one item? Like let's say your hat, for example.
So one thing I can say, and this is the one thing that I will put out there. So you got two different types of fashion designers. Okay. I'm gonna keep it all the way gutter with you. You got two different types of fashion designers. You have the fashion designers that stitch and you know can make something out of nothing.
Right. Okay.
I'm gonna tell you that's not me. I don't know how to stitch. I don't know do anything.
Right.
I have distribution
from
overseas. So what I do is I gotta draw out detail from detail. Everything that I want them to put. And when I tell you detail to detail, I gotta tell them I want 100% cotton. I want okay, you know how this is just a regular sweater? No, I need this flat piece right here in front of me. I need this pocket that goes like this. That connects in the front. Like, you know, I have to go detail to detail. And for the most part, I'm gonna tell you, when I first started doing it, it was so hard. I didn't know nothing. I didn't know that the chest is called a bust. I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know none of this stuff. So I'm like, what? Like, and then I have manufacturing, like I said, in China. So it's a language barrier too. So they don't know what I'm saying sometimes. I don't know what they're saying sometimes. So it was like I just had to start looking up stuff. And when I started looking up stuff, I'm like, okay, so now this makes more sense. And
you got a translator?
Not a translator, like they understand for the most part, but if it's something that I'm completely confused about, 9 times out of 10 they confused too.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay.
So it get kind of crazy, but it's all good.
Okay. And I mean, I'm just saying it off talking. Like you showed me one of the shirts, and I seen even on the shirt. You know, normally you buy a shirt from somebody, Gildan, Hanes, you have your own logo. As the tag on the shirt. I'm
gonna tell you, that was one of the. So when I started, when I had our royalty, and when I did the first shirts for James Anthony, I had the Gildan. I I think it's called Anvil. And I mean, and me personally,
Yeah.
one thing about me, I always like to educate people. If you're gonna start a clothing brand and you ain't got your tags on there first, give them the Anvil. It's like the best materials
Like
you
the
can
feeling,
pick. The best materials you can pick. So that was literally a big thing for me. That was literally a big thing for me. When I started, when I came back this second time around, because I took a little while off.
Right.
I started my brand in 15. It's 2021 now. I didn't really bring it back out until 2020.
Okay.
But when I tell you, when I came back, I'm like, I'm not. It has to be 100% James Anthony. This is James Anthony. This is not Gildan. This is not, you know what I'm saying? This is James Anthony. My bag, everything is specifically made for me.
Right.
Everything is handmade. Everything is, you know what I'm saying, stitched by individuals, and they got a tag on it that say James Anthony.
He is not lying to you people. I'll tell you right now, the bag situation over here.
100%.
Everything is James Anthony.
100%.
Everything. Now, are we telling people about this logo?
You can show people. You can show people.
I can show
I'm gonna give you. You can show people.
on the interview?
You can show people in the interview right now. You can show people that bag right there.
This is the James Anthony. Like, what is this called? Let me show this out for me.
So this is the James Anthony duffel bag. This is actually, as I mentioned, I have duffel bags out right now, but this is a limited edition. No one actually has seen this bag, and no one actually has this bag as well. I'm the only one that has one of those. I actually have a red one myself, a red one as well, and that's what my face mask is too today. I came out to show out for you today.
I know. I seen they definitely brought all the toys out.
I came out to show out for you today, man.
They're trying to sell
I wanted to give you everything, man. I wanted to show you everything, man.
What is the significance of this? Is a lion?
Yeah, so that's a lion and an elephant.
What's the significance?
My favorite animals are those two very things. I love my three favorite animals is lion, an elephant, and a pit bull. I love dogs.
Pitbull.
Pitbull. I love dogs.
Explain these.
I love dogs.
Okay.
So I love lions. I got a lion tatted on my arm. I love lions because everyone says they're the king of the jungle.
Right, of course.
Everyone says they're the king of the jungle. I love them just for that very reason.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, if you ask me, the real king of the jungle is the elephant. And I'm breaking it down to you. The elephant is really the most kind-hearted, caring, loving animal out of all.
Okay.
But I don't know. You don't want to fuck with no elephant.
No, for sure you don't.
You don't want to fuck with no elephant. So to me, that's how I look at myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a king. I'm a lion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a king. But I'm really the elephant too. You know what I'm saying? I'm real laid back. I'm real calm. I'm real loving. I'm always there for people, but you don't want to cross somebody like me because you can only cross me once, and once it's there, it's there.
As they say, it's up there, it's up there.
It's up there and it's up there. That's a fact.
That's what they say.
That's a fact.
Is that the reason that the elephant is like? Is that the reason the elephant is colored in? The lion isn't because that's the inside.
No, it's not. I wanted to put them together. I couldn't think of a perfect way to put them together, but it was just the overshadow.
Okay.
Like you said, I think that's you was pretty much saying like it's
Yeah.
just overshadow. I'm the lion, but I'm really the elephant.
Right.
And yeah, that's what that is. I wanted to put them together. I wanted people to really see those two animals together.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now what the pit bulls? They not on here. But
Nah, no pit bulls.
Explain to me.
I'm hood, man. So I'm hood. So pit bulls and rock waters.
My girl asked me the other day. She was like, "What time dog you going when we get our next house?" I said, "I want a pit bull."
I want pit bull, man.
We had one. We had to get rid of it though.
I don't like little dogs.
We gotta show all that.
I can't stand them.
I love it, but
I don't like chi-chis.
They
They cool, like any dog. We guys, any dog is loving to us. We love dogs, but I don't like little dogs. All they do is bark all day.
I can't say I don't like her.
See, I ain't say I hate them.
Yeah.
I ain't say I hate them. I'm just not a fan. I'm not a big fan.
Unless you would attack somebody.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
Yeah, but back to the James Anthony, you know what I mean? So, what, I don't want to get too much into, I don't want you to tell me everything, though, but, you know, what's coming up, and I know you got some drops coming, but like, where are you aiming for next? Like, what type of material or audience are you aiming for?
Okay, that's a good question. Me personally, like I said, I always want to do something different.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, as of right now, my playing field is Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what we are. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to bring something different to Cincinnati. What that is like I said, I got watches.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as far as I know, nobody in the city that's a fashion designer or a clothing brand sell watches. You know, I have these duffel bags, but you know, I'm gonna go ahead and say on here, I have another duffel bag that's gonna drop.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that is gonna be something even harder than that. Yeah, it's gonna be harder than that. Yeah, it's gonna be even harder than that.
Oh, my God.
Then I got something else that's dropping that I can't tell you
Right,
because everybody that's one of my most anticipated things right now. So, but I'm always trying to elevate. Now I'm gonna tell you one of the things that I tried to focus on was, yes, I'm in fashion. So when you think of fashion, you think of clothes, t-shirts, hoodies, everything like that. But I wanted to be, universal and international and bigger with just my fashion. So instead of just having the t-shirts and the hats and everything like that, I wanted to drop the duffel bags.
Right.
I wanted to drop, the watches and stuff like that. Because some clothing brands, when it comes to some clothing brands, you only know them for real from their accessories. Think about it. Louis Vuitton, the first thing that comes to my head when I think of Louis Vuitton is the bag.
Or a belt.
Or a belt.
Belt.
I don't think about no t-shirt. I don't think about no, I mean, they got shoes, but I don't think about that stuff. I think about the accessories.
Right, okay.
So, in me, I feel like to have the longevity when it comes to fashion, you gotta have the accessories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I push more of the accessories than anything. Because everybody needs a bag. I mean, people gonna buy shirts.
Yeah.
They gonna buy the shirts, they gonna buy the hats, but everybody wants a bag.
And they're gonna last a little bit.
They gonna last a little bit longer. They can carry this around anywhere.
You know what I'm saying?
I can only wear a t-shirt so many times.
Yeah.
And I can only really wear it a few times if I'm gonna show it to people. Before it becomes he wearing this t-shirt all the time. But I can carry this bag around every day if I wanted to.
Now, tell us about some of your best material, or let me see how it reverts. Let me start this off. Tell me some of your worst mistakes, your best decisions.
Worst mistake, I would either say was stopping. I would probably say it was stopping when I first started gaining traction and when I first came out. I would say, okay, I'm gonna say this. My biggest mistake and one of my best decisions is the way that I actually present my clothing brand. What I mean by that is the way that when I drop new things coming out. One of the main things people always say is, man, you should have more stuff. You should do more stuff and everything like that.
As far as what?
As far as clothing.
Okay.
Okay, so perfect example. I dropped 20 bags.
Right.
Now, some people are like, oh man, it should have been 50. Oh, it should have been 100.
Right.
Oh, you need to come out with more stuff or you need to drop more often.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
But like I said, me personally, I'm that type of person that I want to build in anticipation.
Right.
I want people to feel like this is something exclusive. You know what I'm saying? I don't want the sad, and this is one of those things. I don't want everybody to have access to everything that I do.
Yeah, they shouldn't.
And they should.
If it's exclusive.
And
now that I'm thinking about this, you have like a Supreme type of, like, there's like Supreme, like, you like Supreme a lot? Or is it like, because that's the idea.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm not too familiar with Supreme.
That's how their brand is. Their brand is kind of like, once they drop it, it sells out, it's over.
Yeah.
You don't get it again.
Yeah, something like that. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm gonna drop the stuff again, but I want the people who did get it the first time to have it for a while and be able to show it off.
Okay.
Oh, I got this James Anthony bag. Oh, you want to get yours? Okay, I'll make,
Then you come out with it. Okay.
Then I come back out with it again.
Okay. That makes sense.
Because everybody wants what they can have.
Right.
And if they do have it, they feel good that they got it.
Exactly. Okay. Well, like you said earlier, word of mouth.
Word of mouth.
You see somebody with it, it's like, oh, you bring it that from?
Bring it that from?
You can't. You gotta wait. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, let me get this information real quick.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because I want that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing that I seen. I used to be really nervous about, like, okay, dropping this or dropping that, because I'm like, I don't know if everybody gonna want it or if they gonna want to spend the money for it. The money was the biggest thing. One thing I realized is, man, if they want it, they don't matter. They gonna come get it. They gonna spend that money.
Yes, sir.
Especially if it's something exclusive that they can't get nowhere else.
Exactly. So, like, with that being said, have you ever thought about having any fashion shows?
Man, I've been thinking about having one now, actually. I've been thinking about, I've really been thinking about it. I won't say that I'm going to do it no time soon, but I'm really thinking about having one. Maybe, if I do, I'll probably have one in the fall of 2021, or maybe in the spring of 2022. But I think I definitely have to show people my creativity and my catalog of what I really want to
That's a little bit.
strive for.
Yeah, that's a little
Yeah,
bit.
just a little bit.
Now, have you ever thought about collabing with any other local fashion designers?
Not really. I'm open to stuff, but I wouldn't say I would reach out to anybody to do it, because I think I'm for the most part in my own lane.
Right. Okay.
I'm in my own lane, and I don't want to. I'll do it. I don't have any problem with doing it, but I won't probably
It's gotta be the right
person.
person.
You gotta be the right person.
Because I'm not gonna lie, you don't have like I didn't want to say everyday. It's an everyday swag, but it's more like a casual dad type of swag.
100%. I'm gonna tell you, my motto for my clothing brand is, when you look good, you feel good.
It's crazy. I was gonna ask you if you had like a little tag.
Yep, that's my tag. When you look good, you feel good. One thing about me, and that I see all the time, is when I dress up, or when I put on clothes and I feel good, you can't tell me anything. And don't let nobody give me a compliment.
Yeah.
Now I feel like I'm even more on top of the world. Yeah. So what I want my clothes to be is, I want my clothes to be that.
Yeah.
That's why I have that exclusive aspect in the beginning, because not only can I look good with what I have on,
Right.
not too many people gonna have it either.
Yeah. It's exclusive.
So that's how it is. So one thing, I don't care who you are, when you look good, you feel good.
It's like a walking haircut.
Facts.
Putting on a haircut.
100%. 100%.
Don't look.
Shout out to the barbers again. Shout out to the barbers again. And the hairstylist. Shout out to the hairstylist.
For sure. So, I mean, with that being said, how do people contact James Anthony to purchase stuff?
So I'm actually working on my website.
Okay.
I'm currently, and this is the thing. When it comes to my brand, I'm not even supposed to. I didn't set myself up to actually do a full relaunch until the fall of this year. What I wanted to do was, I wanted to create something exclusive just for a couple people.
Okay.
That's why I was like, okay, let me just drop some duffel bags. These duffel bags, people are asking about these. These not, if you didn't get one, they're 100. If you didn't get one before they drop,
right,
you're not getting one until the fall.
Come get the James Anthony.
So my website won't be out until the fall. So you can hit me up on my social media on my social media apps. So on Facebook, I'm James Anthony. On Instagram, James Anthony Cole. Snapchat, James Anthony Cole. Yeah, like.
You got the main ones though. Hit him up, James Anthony Cole. I mean, with that being said, what's one thing, we're gonna get out of here, what's one thing that you would have to leave us with? One remark you leave us with before we get out of here.
My main thing is just always remember, when you look good, you feel good, and don't forget to wear your face mask.
Wear your face mask. Shout out to the barbers. Stay lit, remain humble. PHILL, DOLLA, James Anthony. We out of here.
Let's get it.